everyone? It is good to be back. Sorry about the miss on Thursday. I was not feeling very well, and my whole family's kind of recovering from it too. But welcome to Small Talk, joined by
Hey,
Chris as always, and
hey,
in
man.
the spot of Badfish, we got Count Tasteless. Man, how are you doing? It's good to
Great.
see you back here.
Nice to see you, Sean. So, what happened to Badfish tonight?
He's got a little fur baby issue that he's taking care of.
Oh,
So
okay. Yep.
yeah,
I
so
hear that.
that's all we're gonna keep it at for him.
Sure.
But Chris, man, it's been a while. How you been?
Yeah, man, hanging in there. Started buying Black Series again, and I'm not happy about it, but we'll talk about that a bit later. But these things happen.
Hey, man, I hear you, man. I've been I've been going deep on these Yu-Gi-Oh cards again, man, and it's it's becoming a thing. I thought I was gonna be good just collecting the Black Series stuff, and nope, it's turning into some other stuff. So,
That's a
but I've been
shame.
playing a lot of Master Duel to try to kind of keep it down, like just dueling, getting my fix out of it. Haven't really gone to my locals or anything like that to
Nice.
try and compete, which I have a deck that's supposed to be very, very
Yeah,
competitive.
you don't want the wife to be like dragging you out of these Yu-Gi-Oh halls,
Oh
man. You
man,
gotta
it
spend
and
time with the kids. It's like
it's happened.
gambling.
Well, exactly. It's like gambling, right? And it's like if I wanted to, I could probably be in the championship match, and then I'd be getting a call. When are you coming home? Well, hopefully in 3 rounds.
Right.
But Count, what's been going on with you? How's it been?
Uh, Pretty good. I'm still working on this and that. I talked about an art show I was participating in last time. I missed the deadline and still haven't managed to finish it because life keeps happening. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. I'm still excited about that, and I've got I don't know, like 4 other ideas that I'm working on low key too. So
Nice.
once the stuff finally starts getting released, it's going to be exciting for more than just me, I think. So
Cool.
That's
I know you're
awesome,
not gonna.
man.
I know you're not gonna show us anything, but I'm thinking about it. I'm interested. I'm engaged. It's good.
cool. Yeah, a couple Star Wars things, Chris, and then a GI Joe thing and a He-Man
Nice.
thing after I finish
Mm-hmm.
my very belated entry for that art show. Embarrassingly belated, but it's coming out so good. I wouldn't have done it without the contest. So I'm glad. I wish it had gone better, but I'm glad I participated. I'm glad I made the thing I made. So
Yeah, man, a deadline gets things done. Even you're
yeah,
close enough now that you're gonna finish it anyway, so that's cool,
right.
man.
That's exactly right.
Well, all right, guys. We got some Cyberzoic talking to do today. We got some New York Toy Fair talking to take care of, and then we got a Four Horsemen update on some of their
Nice.
stuff that seems like it's taken forever for them to finally get out to. So hopefully we can clear some of that up. Little not Mezco, Mafex issue going on too. So we'll touch on that briefly, but we're gonna run right through this and kind of let everybody get back to their football seasons if that's what they're doing. Hopefully we can distract them for just a few minutes. I mean, Cowboys aren't playing, so that's good. No need
Sure.
to embarrass anybody
I
else today.
I know what you're saying, sports ball brother.
Yeah. So okay, well, I feel like I know the answer, right? But just generally, up in Canada, is hockey really what they make it seem like? Does that like the huge like epicenter of sports?
Yeah, I hear people talk about it while I zone out all the time.
So you don't own any skates, Chris?
Can't say
No.
it. Maybe some vintage Darth Vader ones or something, just in a sealed box. That's about it. Yeah, that exists, by the way, but I don't have it.
Okay. Yet.
Yeah, exactly. We'll fix that by the end of the season, I'm sure.
Sure.
All right, we're gonna go straight into the new pickups. So this is stuff that I would have had the last time. So the last time, my wife had gotten sick, and then by the time the next show rolled around, I had gotten sick, which is really weird because like it was from a flu shot. I feel like, and I just woke up with really bad like body aches and body pains,
Yeah,
and
it
it's like,
happens.
and I guess ever since COVID, when I get a shot now, that's just the thing, you know. I got the COVID boosters and all that good stuff, right? And every single one of them, the day after, like next 2 days, I'm done. But anyway, the first thing I got is the Lightning Collection Master Morpher. And a lot of people were they kind of dogged these morphers for being super super light, and it's pretty decently light. But these coins, I feel like they're a lot nicer than what people have been leading on. Like, I'm happy with them. I mean, they're not as heavy as like the old diecast ones, which is cool, but I mean, they still got some weight to them, so that's nice. But I've been waiting for this thing for at least a year and a half, so it's finally come out. Little minor issues here or there, like on the side. Let me see if I can show y'all really quick. Though my only really big gripe, yeah, it's right there. Hang on. My only big gripe is right there. You can see those gate marks where it got clipped off of whatever it came off of, right? Right here.
Yep.
And
Oh,
right
so the
here.
paint didn't hit those spots?
Well, the paint hit them, but didn't mask them. You know what I mean? They're just
Okay.
like they're there. They're painted, but you just can't get past the little gate marks. They didn't sand it down, I guess, which I guess is one extra step that they could have done to make this better, just to make sure everything was good. If they were piecing this together piece by piece. But every single coin has a special feature. And they all have JDF's voice behind it. And it makes it so cool. And I don't want to play it here because I don't know if that's something we would get like hit on, if I played it.
It might be too low bit rate, but
right.
Play it safe, I guess.
But each coin has these little teeth marks, right? I'll show you real quick. They have these little teeth marks at the top where not only do they lock in, but they also play different quotes and things that he's said as those Rangers. And when you press the button, it just lights up awesome. Like, it even has like the little cracking and lightning effects that they used to have from the show and stuff. And definitely love this morpher. I think I might try to paint the base though. The base is kind of basic.
Yeah, give it like the rocks a wash or something.
Yeah, something like that. And I've seen people who've done the coins as a wash as well.
Cool.
And stuff. But you get each of his characters that he's played, and they all have different quotes that he said as those Rangers. So really, really happy to have this. Opened it up right away. Didn't want to wait for this. And then I got 2 more Power Rangers in, the red Turbo Ranger and the pink remastered Ranger. And they're actually really cool. I have them still sitting here. I haven't had a chance to put them up anywhere. But been waiting for these guys for a while. First Turbo Ranger we've gotten to. So it could be JDF or it could be TJ. You see the Red Ranger came with the head sculpt and the 3 other hands. And that's it, along with the 2 swords and then the lightning effect. You could see that back there on the left hand there. And then the Pink Ranger came with she came with 3 blasters, one the sword one, and then one where it's the same thing without the sword or the dagger part. And there's a third one which is actually in her little holster, so I didn't put that in there. But the morpher, the head sculpt, 3 other hands, and man, these are my favorite parts of these remastered ones. Is these morphers? They actually did a really, really good job, I feel, on some of these morphers. With you get the cracking effect too with the lightning behind it, and I really, really wish that they would come out with just some basic figures of these heroes, just in like their street clothes when they're about to morph. It would make a lot more sense with these morphers that they have to just have that instead of maybe buying, just bucks of other characters for really cheap and kind of like fudging them to look like their street clothes and stuff, which is where I feel like I might have to go with this. But they did it for who is it? Marvel Legends with like the Super Scrolls and the Hydra soldiers and the
I feel like there's a lot of like civilian type clothing across Legends over the last few years if you look for like the right body type for what you're looking for. But yeah, there's been a few suits. Yeah.
But what'd you get, Sorry, Chris.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna leave now. But
Okay.
no,
Canadians
but
look the same.
yeah. Oh yeah. Wow. So you know, here in Canada, where GameStop actually gets cool stock in, unlike your country, like I walked into GameStop, I saw this
And what country is that? Jeez.
Look at this. Force Unleashed, glorious art on the box. Like I was making fun of this on a previous recording. I think I was like, oh, that's too expensive to just get the Star Killer. But you know, this is sort of the plastic free era. But the nice thing is you can like the outside packaging has like a slip cover and you could slide it off and see how great Star Killer actually looks for a Black Series figure. And I was sold when I opened that up. So I took some time to do a couple posed shots with the stormtroopers, and I think those are the next two slides there. Yeah, so you know he's just like wrecking shop here, but I mean this is an awesome looking figure for a Black Series, and like his arm has like blood going down it, like on both arms he has like exposed cuts, which is like not something you see on the average Black Series figure. And you know, I don't know how much. I think all the accessories are pretty much gonna get stored after I took these, but you know, like the figure looks good. I mean, like you backlight that sort of effect base and it lights up pretty nice, but you know, it'd be cool if they would include a way to do that. I got my phone back there on a long exposure, but yeah, I don't know, I'm happy with it. I'm gonna bump something from my 12 Black Series figures that I have on display at any given time because he's worth it,
man. And these are 3 3/4.
No, this is Black Series 6.
It is Black Series.
Yeah.
Man, I was just looking at the box, and that's why it took me a minute to switch over. But I was just like, it like brought back so many memories of the game. And
now
you know, that's a pretty decent head sculpt, is it?
It is, and it has 3, and it comes with 3, by the way. So in my pictures you can see 2 of them, but there's another one that's like sort of not quite as enraged. But you know, it's got the 2 stormtroopers are pretty good. I mean, like they're available in a number of other ways. I think Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary, is probably the same exact one that you can still find out there. But you know, it's good, and there is a TVC one that got reissued recently, but that is probably a 12-year-old sculpt, whereas this is brand new. So
does the stuff hanging from his belt inhibit the articulation and stuff the way you were talking about Ahsoka and
I mean, not that much, but you know, he's a single jointed knee, as Black Series unfortunately is right now.
Yeah.
And something funny on the front of the box. I was making fun of the fact that it said a fantasy scene there in the bottom corner, but I think that part of the reason for that is because, of course, that lightning can't hold up these stormtroopers, but also the lightning hands actually cannot hold the saber. So I don't know. It should. So they have it pictured there coming out of a fist, and you can't do that at all.
Yeah, because your interpretation was that like they were trying not to trigger the person looking at the box, right?
I don't know what I didn't understand at all. Yeah, but well, it's like I guess I assume that the lightning can't lift another figure coming out of the figure's hand. But you know, the main thing is that Starkiller looks awesome, and yeah, he'll still probably come out as a single box release, and I advise that you get him if you collect Black Series because he's pretty cool.
Nice. And the blast effect on his feet here that's like a full circle kind of thing, because like I know with like the Lightning series, it's only half.
It's a full circle, and those pieces sort of plug in. There may be 4 or 5 pieces that plug in around the outside, and there's 3 foot pegs in the center.
Oh, that's awesome. So it's an actual base.
Yeah. But it takes up a lot of room, and I probably won't keep it on there.
I'm sure that's got to be exclusive to this release, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, I'm sure it will be.
Right.
Yeah. And I think the lightning hands will be too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah. This is a little off the beaten path, but I've been doing a lot of work trips in the French speaking province of Quebec lately, and what I didn't know is that like I don't know how many comic collectors we got in the group here, but this is basically like the original version of heavy metal. That it came out in France first in like 74, 75, and what I didn't know is that concurrent with that, Quebec here in Canada was getting it before the English version of heavy metal came out. And just at a used comic store, I found issue 1 and 2, which
Amazing.
is pretty hardcore, and they were not expensive. And you have like some debut art from like Mobius and Droulet in here, and Corbin, as you can see right on the front there. This is it's got some wild art, and maybe I'll add a couple pictures of the inside in auxiliary, but this is a really cool find for a comic collector. So it was cool. I only paid $20 each Canadian, which is like, you see the first one on eBay for over $100 regularly.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of condition issues, but I intended to read it anyway. So
that's cool.
Fun find. Yeah, and one more Black Series, Darth Malgus. Not a lot to say here. He looks awesome. The soft goods hood delivers at that scale. I know last episode we were talking with Badfish about what have been some of the good examples of soft goods in Black Series. You got like Darth Revan and Kylo Ren, and I think that here, just like those, the fact that the hood is sort of anchored to the shoulder plates really gives it the illusion of weight, because otherwise it just looks like a tissue attached on there. So it drapes on his head nicely. It looks cool. And I think on Monday Unboxing, Dean was talking about how the current Black Series figures have like really thick lightsabers, and he is absolutely right. This one does too. I don't know. It's just noticeably different than what's been coming out lately. So I don't know. Maybe it's to get it to not bend or break as much, but I like it.
Yeah, because once there's a kink in that
Yeah.
translucent plastic, you are fucked.
Exactly. And the last thing here is I just did a quick and dirty paint job on my Galaxy's Edge R5 because I was tired of looking at him as a blank slate. So, we got the holographic stickers on there to match the A New Hope look. And then the rest was just sort of acrylics and painter's tape. And I think he looks a lot better.
You did a great job, man. That looks awesome.
He's pretty filthy, but like if you look at the screen reference, he's ridiculously filthy in all appearances for some reason. No one ever cleans him off.
Even in Mando, right? Like how many years later? Yeah.
It's like Pelimoto did not wipe him down once. So what can you do?
So you said these were stickers?
Just the holographic stuff on the like collar there. That's so in the original movie, it's like I think what that is like tape that's designed to deter birds from like crashing into glass, and I think that's what they used in the original movie. In Mando it looks a little different, but that's just some holographic tape you can get on Amazon, and it is a very good match for how the original prop looks for R5.
Yeah, that couldn't look any better, Chris. Great job. All right, cool.
So Count, this is yours?
Yep. The guy that does my card art for my figures, he did a signing at a local comic store, Jetpack Comics in Rochester, New Hampshire, and I got this poster. You can see his autograph down in the corner. It's just a really funny poster, like an Archie style, about that movie, The Lighthouse, that came out a few years ago. He's done a lot of Archie style stuff, and he's currently got a bunch of exclusive posters and postcards and stuff at Galleries 1988 in LA. He's got a solo show going on over there. So if you want to see more of this kind of stuff, check out Matt Robot's page on Instagram.
Those Archie fans are diehards, man.
Yeah.
Like I remember working at the comic store, and everyone's at DC this or Marvel that, or even just like some of these other like what was it called? Xenoscopes. They had like the the real sexualized take on like some of the fairy tale heroes and things like that.
Yeah.
And then you get someone who's like, "Oh, I want to see your classic Archie stuff." And I was like, "Oh, okay," and like having to move some things around, pull the old box out. Okay, well here they are, man.
Yeah.
And even, excuse me, even years later after that, like with the new stuff too, is like they're always selling out, and then it goes dead for a little bit, and then a couple months later, boom, right back up.
Yep.
That enraged Willem Dafoe yelling about Neptune is pretty great, man. Look at that face.
Yeah. Yeah, his new stuff at that show is like it's all horror movies in the context of like 70s romance comics. So it's worth checking out. It's really, really funny.
Nice.
This is a Jurassic Park dinosaur that I got at Target, and a lot of times they have really crappy paint jobs, but I think they actually did a pretty good job on this one. And I love like the dinosaurs that are sort of similar to the Spinosaurus with like the crocodilian head. Like I just love them, so I had to get it.
Imagine seeing this in the water and you're like, "Oh, it's a crocodile," and then it moves closer and closer, and then it has legs.
Stands up,
big, huge legs.
Well, I mean, yeah, that was a real thing. Crocodile get up and run after you. What a time to be alive.
Yeah.
But,
I swear, man, we have to make that a segment. What a time to be alive. And what do we got here?
This really threw me off, man. So like you sent me this picture and I was like, why does that Micro Galaxy Squadron look so much better than mine?
Yeah, it's the 3 3/4 one. I got that just today at a flea market in Deerfield, New Hampshire. Nice. It was a bargain. I couldn't leave it there. Like I was there yesterday too, and I left without it, and it haunted me. So I had to go back and get it. Of course, the nose of it's kind of sagging in this picture. I didn't notice that as I took the picture, but it can be, if you lift it up a little, it sticks in place. So
it's probably 15 years old, right? I don't know what line. I don't know what line it was from, but it looks pretty good. I don't even know I'm a fake fan. I don't know the technical designation of this fighter. I think the Micro Galaxy Squadron one just said like Republic Fighter or something.
Yeah, you know what? You made me feel a lot better because I was like, Chris is going to bust my balls that I don't know the model number of this for the Republic.
It's literally only in the like opening battle or Revenge of the Sith over Coruscant. Right. I don't think you see it any other time than that.
And then, I mean, sorry to pop a surprise on you guys, but I pre-ordered the chopper from the Black Series, and I'm very happy with that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Man, that looks nice.
Yeah, I got the first time it came out. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
So you're from New Hampshire, you said, right?
Yep.
So what are flea markets like up there? I'm just curious because ours kind of are hit or miss. There's one big like flea market industry called Traders Village, and they have some places in like Houston and around like Central Texas, things like that. And that one gets to be pretty nice, but a lot of the other ones are kind of ghetto. And I peruse every now and then HDTV and watch some good old home makeover kind of stuff. But one of their shows was a flea market flip show where you go and buy something from flea markets, and they're up there in like New York area, and I'm like, dang man, that's actually really nice flea market. How's it for y'all?
This one was sort of like an offshoot of like the big New England show, which is I can't remember the name of the town, but there's a town down in Massachusetts where there's the Brimfield Flea Market that's just like so gigantic you could barely cover it in a day. Mm-hmm. The first time I went, I was unprepared. I had like Converse All-Stars and forgot to put sunscreen on. So at the end of the day, like the soles of my feet were excruciatingly painful because it's all crushed rock paths between these booths and sunburned as fuck. But like, it's a really like, there's a great selection of stuff for everybody. And I've found a lot of weird stuff, and there's some stuff where I've exercised self-control and then I spend the next flea market looking for the very item that I left there obsessively. And then of course
you can't find the one shop it was at, right?
Right. That's exactly right.
I swear it was down this aisle.
So yeah, the Brimfield Flea Market's kind of legendary around here. And I just found out that I had gone for years and years, and I just found out that my aunt is also a fan. So I met her there today, and we went around and shopped together. It was fun.
Nice.
That's awesome. All right, let's check in with the chat really quick. We got Toy Mafia first, as always, a little upset with us, man. I'm sorry. It took a few days and we were a little bit late on that start, but had to get some stuff in last second. So I promise.
Have you ever actually talked to Toy Mafia? Like, do you know him as a person? I want to know more. I want to know more. He shows up in every single stream on CW. It's amazing.
We got the good old Lane Kramer. Got to see him at OxCon. That was a treat. Bad Fish dropping in. Man, that Vintage Rebellion podcast guy.
Yeah,
man, he's
well,
always here.
We're making people hurt showing up Sunday night, but I'm sure the regulars will catch it on the replay. Not everyone can stay up late on Sunday like the cool kids. It's fine.
Nope, it's already past my bedtime. I got work in the morning. School teacher, so. And we got a good old Jason Nelson joining us. Thank you guys for being here tonight on an off Sunday night for us. Thanks for not watching football and coming and hang out with us for a little bit.
Football,
all right. So, Count, you had mentioned that there was a person that you had missed the shout out on last time, and you wanted to kind of show off some of his stuff. So our show topic today is his stuff, right? So go ahead and tell us a little bit about this.
This guy is my friend Peter Gorel, who goes by Killer Bootlegs. He's probably he's one of the best known guys that does resin bootleg toys. He's been around a long time, and he had me on his podcast when I was first starting out. He's very generous to me, and his stuff is great. So I just wanted to show some of his stuff and talk about him and a little bit of the legal trouble he's run into over the years. So
these first 6, I think, are him, Sean. So, but Count, if you want us to move slides, just ask for it.
All right, cool. And no, this is great to start with. This kind of primate fella in the space helmet is one of the first things he did, I think, before he was really reproducing stuff. It was more of like a kit bash thing. That's kind of how he started out. But, so did some beautiful, really complicated stuff that would be difficult to mold in the beginning. And then that regurgitated ideas. There's a lot of people that do stuff with Han Solo trapped in carbonite. And so this is one of the funny ideas that's come out over the years. So this is actually, you can see on the edges, this is actually like some rubbery kind of fake puke that's like stapled to the card instead of having it.
Not meant to open, I guess.
Right, yeah. Yeah, there's no plastic bubble over it. It's just sort of like a novelty store, rubber puke that you would find stapled to the card.
And now I know what that vent on the bottom of the Stormtrooper helmet is for.
I was just going to mention that. I was like, imagine if that's actually what the vent was for.
Yeah, motion sickness storm.
The rebels are coming.
So this is Frankenfett. I think this is the one that's the same scale as the larger vintage Star Wars figures that came out in the late 70s, early 80s. So he had done a 3 3/4 version of it too that was very popular. It's cool because Frankenstein's long arms extend out of the sleeves. I don't know, it's just kind of a fun idea. So he had this one actually made in a factory in China early on. It's not an official company or whatever. He just had it done. And then this next one sort of brings us into the there's a lot of this bootleg stuff gets compared to pop art a lot. And so he had a series that was like Star Warhol, where he would take Andy Warhol pieces and turn it into Star Wars droids. So that Brillo one back there is an example of that. And he also did one with a Campbell Soup can R2, and he got a cease and desist letter from the Campbell Soup Company saying that he couldn't use their logo on it and stuff. And these 3 here, these HBO shows that he did figures for, kid's got some big balls. He put the actual show logo on the box as if it was an official product. And I'm for at least 2 out of 3 of these, he got cease and desist letters from HBO.
Wow.
And he frames them when he gets them. Sort of a badge of honor. But yeah, the Larry David figure is great. I think there's a picture of Mark Hamill holding one someplace, and because he's friends with Mark Hamill's son.
Oh, nice.
And then those the two on the end there are the home and away game uniforms for the main character in Eastbound and Down, which is a hilarious show.
Right,
So I know for Curb and for the Eastbound and Down figures, he got letters. I can't remember if he got one for the Tony Soprano or not.
So how many times did it take him getting messages before he got to cease and desist, or was it just automatic?
It was automatic. Like, he was informed that he had to stop selling these things or they were going to sue him. And most of the time, a lot of artists have changed the content enough to make it sort of a statement about something, or
Right.
a mashup with something else. But like, because he made these look so damn good as if they were an official product, he kind of raised their hackles and got a letter from their lawyer. And they have lawyers on retainer that are there for this very thing, but most of us get away with what we do, like it's
Because you change it up just enough.
Change it up enough, and the production run is low enough that they're like, our lawyer could be yelling at someone else right now. We don't have to bother this guy, running
Bigger
resin in
fish
his
to fry.
garage. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
exactly.
they're paying the lawyer probably more in like 2 phone calls than you make on the whole run, so it's really not worth hassling you.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's almost necessary, right? Because it's like, unless you have someone that, using your words, has some pretty big balls to come out with some of these things. You have people who are fans of every kind of form of pop culture that you may never see a figure of. And if you're a figure collector, like, you may never see a representation of that character. So having these kind of like indie style figures is kind of important sometimes.
Oh, just as a funny aside too, the Larry David one, somebody had Larry David sign one, and Larry David wrote, before he autographed it, he wrote something like, "Throw this piece of shit in the trash, Larry David."
Nice. Oh man.
So, and then these are a couple of his characters that he's had as convention exclusives over the years that he's done as resin figures and low runs, and it managed to get enough of a following that Super 7 took an interest and actually like resculpted his were kit bashed figures that he made molds and ran resin for, but like these they never told him which old-timey Kenner sculptor it was, but one of those guys supposedly resculpted the figures as an original sculpt to avoid using you can't do factory production of kit bashed copyrighted parts. So
right, especially while Hasbro's like currently turning out those same old figures again.
Yeah,
like
yeah. So, but it's sort of like it's sort of a dream to have your characters produced by an actual toy producer in China. So, this guy, this is a different artist. This is a guy named Janky Toys. This I Still Believe figure from the Lost Boys, the infamous oiled up saxophone player from the opening segment at the carnival or whatever. This is another one where like I think that this actor actually requested a short run for him to sign and sell at conventions and stuff, and this was a very popular figure for him. And that mouth on that is just hilarious, sort of a sex doll mouth to put the saxophone in. And then the other one is a figure for an imaginary sequel to Point Break, where Bodhi, who died in a surfing accident, has come back with cyborg parts.
Amazing.
So, my friend, there's a couple of figures by different artists that are like the imaginary sequel to a movie that doesn't have a sequel with a ridiculous figure attached.
The real highlight there is Bodhi.
Yeah, Bodhi.
That's like, oh man, that's good stuff.
And then this is the last artist. Oh, actually, not quite, but this guy is I can't remember his last name. His name is Mike, but he goes by Falcon Toys. That Slimer Jabba the Hutt was nominated for a Designer Toy Award. His stuff is so beautiful. Like, he's like a favorite of a lot of artists and a lot of fans of the genre. That Han Solo and Carbonite on a frosted Pop-Tart is very clever. I mean, frosted Pop-Tart and, frozen in carbonite. And, we can go to the next one, I guess. And these are a couple of my favorite figures that he did. The gumball machine R2D2 I think is very clever and very pretty. I wish I had one of those. And then Boscow over here is sort of reimagining Bosk as a Russian soldier. And the craftsmanship's just great. That card art is sick. I don't know, just one of the best guys there ever was. He's sort of retired from doing this stuff now. He's running an arcade with vintage games somewhere in Texas, actually. So I'll have to send you information about that, Sean. But he started buying old video game, big old video games that were broken and learned how to repair them himself. So his entire arcade is made of stuff that he's fixed with his own two hands. So pretty cool. Wow. And then this last slide here is the last artist we're going to talk about. His name is Scott Wilkowski, lives in Wisconsin, and he sculpts he does reductive sculpting with wax, and he's worked for Hasbro and other big toy companies doing production toys for licensed properties. But this is probably, everything that he does is beautiful, but like this Voltron with like skeletons inside the robots, I think is like possibly the most impressive thing he's done. I mean, this is the actual like full-size Voltron that had the recall when I was a kid because it had lead paint on it. So that, that thing is like at least a foot tall or bigger.
Yeah, like they connect like that, skulls. Or is it like separate? Was it separate pieces?
They're probably adhered together.
Okay.
But
yeah, because there's probably not as much moving parts when you have the skeletons like inside.
Yeah, it'd be tough. It'd be real tough. But yeah, this is super. Like he has to mold and cast those skeletons and then put that inside a mold of the original toy and double cast it. So it's at least twice the risk of making just one thing.
Yeah, I'd love to see one of those in person, man. That's got to be impressive.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So it's con season, and with that comes a number of, now because of COVID, and it's just the post-COVID world we're kind of living in. You got the live stream cons such as PulseCon that we had a few weeks ago, and now you got some of these bigger / smaller kind of cons coming around, like Toy Fair, what we're about to talk about. And next show we'll have some pictures from New York Comic Con, thanks to our friend Steve, Casual Nerd Problems, that we just weren't able to get onto the show sheet in time. But I don't know, man. Like, I've only ever been to cons where you have like an artist row, you have the celebrity rows, and maybe you have like some vendors that are selling figures here or there. I've never been to a figure show like this, where the companies are there, they're showing off stuff that's about to come out or stuff that has come out, new things and stuff like that. And I feel like this is the part of the hobby that makes it feel like a drug, because it's like you could have a balance, right? And be like, okay, what, I'm focusing on this, and this, and you know what, this show might be really cool to go to, and then you're done. Because you show up there like, crap, I need that. I want this. I definitely need to grab that. What's y'all's take on cons every now and then?
Well, specifically if you're talking about Toy Fair, it is a different animal, right? Like, it's pretty much like it's the media are invited, aside from producers. I don't think there's like a general admission for Toy Fair. So, it's really more of a dedicated trade show. There might have used to have been, but I know a few guys who went, and they all sort of operate like fan sites that sort of document everything that specific companies turn out, right? So every year when that happens, you do get some unique booth footage and also the designs of the booths tend to be a little more dramatic, because they're not worried about the average con goer getting in there and degrading the experience. So they're a little less safe with the booths, which is nice.
I've only been to a couple of like I've never been to a toy fair, because you have to be somebody to go to such a thing. but I've been to a couple of toy focused conventions, and like I went to 5 Points Fest in New York, which is mostly independent and art toys, and I was looking at I don't know if you're familiar with the Outer Spacemen line that was around in the 60s and 70s, but they had like a smaller scale version of it, and seeing them all together, like I actually got kind of lightheaded and had to take a lap around the convention because I was so overwhelmed. I mean, there was so much beautiful stuff there that I felt like a little kid. It was like you say, like at least with a comic convention, you're kind of spread out or whatever, but like seeing all this desirable stuff in one place is
well, and typically too, like at the comic conventions, it's like, okay, I know this artist is going to be here.
mm-hmm.
I'm going to get a signature from this person. I'm going to go get a print from this person, maybe pick up some books and then be done, or get an autograph from a celebrity and then be done. You know, I feel like if I walked into one of these places, it would just be mayhem. I'd probably have to stay wherever I'm at because my wife would be like, "Nah, you're done."
It's a content making experience, Sean. You have to look at it that way. You know, you collect pictures, not items, you know.
Love the process more than the wife, right? Before we jump into conversation, we got Knight joining us, Cypher. Thanks guys for being there for us on this Sunday. All right, so conversation. So we had New York Toy Fair come up just last week or so. New York Comic-Con coming in this week. So we're going to jump right into that. We got McFarlane with some non-DC style figures with Spawn. They did some Demon Slayer, NHL, NFL stuff, which is stuff that he hasn't quite done in a while. Dune, Avatar, and Movie Maniacs. And I mean, a lot of this Spawn stuff, I mean, we've talked about it. We've seen it. We've gone to local shops, wherever you might find these, where you could pick it up already. But what do you guys think about this? I mean, some of the stuff we see just as renders, and then we actually see them in person. Like, oh, damn, that's actually really cool.
Yeah, I've been tempted to get into the Spawn stuff, like ever since it started up again. Like I don't know if you ever saw, like there's a GameStop exclusive Devastator that's just like covered in blood. Like every time I see that thing, I'm like, that is so metal. I would like to have that, but you know, it just doesn't belong. But beautiful stuff, man. And like, you know, that McFarlane delivers on the sculpts, no matter what else you can complain about.
Yeah, like while there's sort of like a glut available of the original line, you know, because there were so many people collecting it, believing that it was an investment and so forth. What I'm noticing here is that like a lot of the original line was sort of like statuesque, like articulation wasn't a priority, but like you can tell that like these are, you know, they comply more with modern expectations for articulation and being able to pose
and
forth.
A lot of those collectors of the old school Spawn stuff, I mean, they were inbox collectors. I mean, I can't tell you how many times at the shop we've had people come in with totes, like those big plastic totes, full of the Spawn stuff. I mean, and they sell. If they're in good condition, even if those boxes were severely yellowed just because of the plastic and stuff over the years, like it didn't matter. Like, oh, I need that for my collection. And they've always they've sold.
That's good. Okay, so there is resale value at this point, because for a while you couldn't give the things away.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it was just like those 90s comics, you know? I mean, it was so massively produced that they were either played with really hard, or if you were the inbox collector, they were just, the boxes were beat to shit. They were yellowed, they were bent and stuff, and it didn't matter. These old school Spawn guys were still buying them up. And then here we have some Demon Slayer, and you can see the NHL and the NFL stuff back here on the picture on the left. And I'm a basketball fan, and I know McFarlane used to do basketball figures, but I never got into like I need that player as a figure kind of
But
collector.
I haven't seen the like press releases for the sports stuff. Are those actually figures, or is that like the movie Maniacs stuff?
It might be the movie Maniacs,
where it's like just a small statue, basically.
Yeah. Here's some more Demon Slayer. Count, do you ever get into Demon Slayer?
You know, most of the anime I'm into is actually, this is pretty old too, actually, but like I'd say most of the stuff I watch is from the 90s. Like I'm way behind on a lot of anime stuff.
I mean, the only one I ever really kind of go back to is Mobile Suit Gundam Wing. I
have a friend that's obsessed.
I'm like, you know, I know like the OG is like Mobile Suit Gundam, and it's a great show and stuff like that. But when I came home, my brother would watch Dragon Ball Z, and right after that was Gundam Wing. I would stop homework, I would stop everything, and I would just watch that thing, man, like locked. And I haven't done it. I'm kind of disappointed in myself. I haven't done it the last couple of years, but it used to be at least once a year I'd watch the entire series, and then the OVA that they came out with. And then we got Dune figures here. I don't know. I mean, I never really got into the movie, but what do you guys think?
I still got to see it, man. It's about time, I guess. I want the second one. I'm gonna watch it like a week before the second one comes out, so I can have like a privileged experience, unlike the people who had to wait 2 years. It's gonna be really cool to watch them basically
go
back
in
to
it
back.
without any hype, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. I really liked the first one. Like the style of the costumes and set designs wasn't as good as the David Lynch one, but it made more sense than the David Lynch one. So there's a trade-off there. But yeah, like the figures are beautiful though. They did a great job.
What was that movie with the big worms that would pop out and
Tremors or
Tremors? Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. For the longest time, I thought Dune was Tremors.
Well, there's a lot of sandworms in the 80s. You know, like you sort of have them in Beetlejuice too.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, is that from Star Wars? Oh no, it's Tremors.
Yeah, there are Star Wars sandworms too, but
that Crate Dragon's a bit of a sandworm.
A little bit, actually. Yeah, the new one. It did end up being one. Yeah.
And then we have some of the Avatar Wave the Water figures.
So that's none of that's new, right? So they're just showing it. I think this line is on its last legs, man. Because like the skimmer, I've already seen the crab mech there. I've already seen. I don't think I'm seeing anything new here.
But I don't remember these two Banshees though.
Well, the first one on the left is a launch item, and with just the second, So, yeah, man, that's all. That stuff's all out. I've seen all that stuff.
See,
maybe the figure in the box is new. I can't.
So
no, that's just Natiri. So I don't think any of that's new.
Is it Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say I have the two back here. They're on the floor. I never was able to find a spot for them. I got a toy show coming in. We're not really a toy show, but like a toy swap coming up here in a couple weeks. And I think they're gonna have to hit the table.
I mean, I like this, but it's like I'm not gonna get all the vehicles and stuff. And they did 2 scales too, like the regular mech there. You could get in 2 sizes, and that's just. It's a recipe for like breaking up my available funds for your Avatar toys, sir. You're messing it up. Yeah, but I like the Banshees.
The orange one is awesome, man. Like I've still yet to see the movie, which I actually really did want to see this, but the orange one is really cool. I wouldn't mind adding that, but it's just like they're so big, and McFarlane did such a great job on them, and I remember back when John was on the network and stuff, and he was like, "Man, just go get some fishing line, put them up in the corner, and and have them like flying down." I'm like, "Yeah, but that's way too much work that I want to put into this."
He says that, but like I don't know if he would even do. I think that's too dangerous for him, man. I'm calling him out. I don't think he would have actually done that. He's just trying to get you to have a dangerous situation. Dinosaurs falling on your head.
Well,
I always wanted to get him just to have Ewoks ride him. Just ignore this movie completely and just pretend that they're
Wow.
some of the
This-
native fauna of Endor, you know.
No respect for Jimmy C. Hate to
that
see it.
spot right there, right here. This is where they would have gone. Right, that spot right next to those comics and stuff. Yet those are also right over some of my more expensive statues. So I don't know if I would risk the fall. And here we go. We got some movie maniacs. So maybe those NHL and NFL figures were not. Maybe they were actually his regular scale stuff. But oh man, that Alan looks nothing like Alan from Hangover, but I still want him. And then you got a Sloth. Those would have been the two that I would have picked up for sure. But I saw the Alan in person. I was like, no, I can't do it.
I almost think they should have gone like full like cartoon style on these, because they're sort of in this weird middle ground where they're like trying to look like the actor, but they're clearly, there's, whether it's production budget or whatever, like they're just not making it there. Like when you have stuff like when you have Hasbro's like 6-inch stuff doing like face printing, and even McFarlane's DC stuff, when it's based on an actor, they have like the face printing tech pretty much the same as Hasbro. This stuff just doesn't, the faces on these do not cut it for me. I don't know, they look a little bit Dollar General to me.
I agree. It's kind of like like they could get away with not having the actor likeness for Power of the Force 2 for Star Wars, but it's a smaller scale than this by the looks of it. Like to have a large figure that's like realistically rendered but not have the likeness, it seems like a big miss to me too.
Oh, I think they legally have the likeness. They're just not good. Yeah.
Equan asks, why is the Flash holding the Green Lantern?
Because it's also DC. What do you want?
Yeah, you don't see the batarang attached to him either. No, I'm kidding. But it's like, you have him like in this like Big Bang Theory.
Oh yeah.
Oh, maybe that's what it's from.
Oh,
that's
is.
what it is.
Yeah.
It's Sheldon. It's either Sheldon or Leonard. I can't remember who, but they're dressed up as the Flash. That's why.
That must have been
the backdrop means nothing.
That was a fun one for the licensing department, I'm sure, to like sort out all the paperwork for that one.
We want a Flash figure, but from Big Bang Theory. Call TBS.
That's why the costume looks so bad, I guess.
Yeah, that's why he's so chunky, right? Because it's one of those padded costumes for Halloween. That's what it is. It's totally Big Bang Theory. And then we also have some of those movie maniacs from Jumanji 2.
Really? He's gonna do 4 figures from Jumanji 2. Amazing.
How many years old is that?
A few. I don't know. Yeah, like 3 maybe.
I don't know that the original, like the stuff that you could buy at Walmart, did that well, right? The licensed figures at the time, like, were peg warmers, weren't they?
I don't even remember seeing those.
All I know about this movie is that one of the actors is named Aquafina, and then The Rock is in it. That's all I know.
All right, so we got some other DC stuff. We'll see some stuff from the DC Direct Batman animated figures. We'll see DC Multiverse and DC Direct statues, page punchers, and the Batman 66 stuff. So this is kind of cool. You never really get to see Aquaman on one of his seahorses.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's also Jason Momoa on it, so it's not like you're getting a true Aquaman there either. But I think that's cool. I mean, haven't seen the movies, don't need to, but
they're giving you a variety of bat cycles, so it's the least they can do for their top like 4 characters. Oh no, sorry, that's wait. So who? Okay, sorry. Who's Aquaman? Is that?
It should be
McFarlane still.
Should be McFarlane. I don't remember Mezco announcing the Aquaman.
Okay, yeah, no, that's cool. I mean, I guess it makes sense. The paint job looks a lot better than what you've been getting on those some of the vehicles. So it's pretty cool. I mean, obviously the golden stuff could use a little more like weathering or something, but the seahorse itself has a lot going on.
Yeah, that's a beautiful sculpt, and I don't know what are those Creature of the Black Lagoon looking thing there, like
Mhm.
the like that was only available when the first movie came out as like a Build-A-Figure type of thing. So it's kind of neat to have the chance to at least buy it all in one place now. Because I thought that
Cool.
character design was one of the best parts of that movie. So
See, and that's where this would get me to pick up something like that, is because I'm looking for more off the wall stuff now. Like
mhm.
I've slowly gotten away from some of the Marvel stuff. I still pick up some stuff here or there, but I kind of want some more of like the Four Horsemen stuff, or
Mhm.
like the Gargoyles and the Power Rangers, and that's kind of where I've been heading lately, just to get something different. Because I've been so focused on the superhero stuff for so long.
What is going on with that Batman on the end there?
Oh, that's an homage to that comic. I can't remember which one it is.
But that's like DC multiverse. Like there's a figure inside that sculpture of a cape.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then there's the page punchers there, and those guys, they're cool. I think it's a cool take. And I mean, I know a lot of it. These are all from like comics and stuff, but only one I've really liked is that Freeze, but
Yeah.
the variant, the white one,
Looks
that
like Kenny. Yeah.
It does so much. And then we got the animated series stuff, which the Alfred is actually really cool. But do any of you know what the little Build-A-Figure piece is right here? I don't know who that is.
Oh man,
No?
it's got a C on the chest. I don't know, and like little goggles. It's probably an animated series only character.
I used to watch it, but I can't remember who that is.
No.
That looks nice. The uncovered masthead sculpt looks cool.
Yeah, that's nice.
And this is really cool. The homage from the Superman.
First appearance there.
Yep, the first appearance, picking up the car like that.
I mean, it's not quite the same without the guy who's like triggered by what he's looking at.
Oh,
yeah. There's a guy in the distance being like, "What?"
You have to play that part yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. So wait, so like who's making that though? That's McFarlane too? Like what is
That's
that?
McFarlane.
Is this a new line?
Their DC Direct statues.
Okay.
Man, I don't know. Do I have any DC? I don't think
I didn't know. I thought
I might
DC
have to
Direct was
get
like
that.
a separate thing.
No, you know what? It's not. It's they announced some kind of comic statue line that they were going to start doing.
Nice. I'd be interested to hear the price point on that. Even like the Aquaman looks pretty good. I'm sure it'll be like below what you're paying for like a sideshow piece. So,
well, I mean, there was some of those that he had just as expensive as a sideshow piece, like $400, $350, something like that.
Paintwork looks good, man. He's not messing around.
The Joker looks good. More of the black and white series for the statues. Catwoman, Harley. Man, that that Batgirl looks nice. And there's their Batman 66 stuff. Altogether that kind of looks really nice. I've never really seen it put together. And there's the
cool.
statue and the
Shakespeare.
Yep. Oh, these are those what was it, Batman Forever?
Yeah, I think that's Forever.
Yeah.
Where's Freeze?
The Freeze is the Build-A-Figure.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I might have to get that. At least the Batman and the Robin.
Sorry, this is what's the other one? Batman and Robin. Yeah,
Batman and Robin.
Yeah. It's for somebody out there who likes those movies. It's like, what do you mean? You're getting them confused. Yeah. Non-sequential titles.
Hashtag not DC fan. And here's just a bunch of other stuff that we've seen already.
I don't know how Blue Beetle did at the box office. I could not be less interested, but it's a cool. It's just like a blue Iron Man, which is nice. I don't know about some of those enemies though.
What are these ones? I don't remember seeing these. Max 89. These are kind of cool. Have you guys ever seen these?
No.
Never. Yeah, that's this is like, I don't know, man. We're gonna try to apply for a press badge for a Toy Fair next year, because I know some guys who have like like a couple thousand followers who are getting them, so it can't be that hard.
This is the nacelle stuff, right? The biker mice from Mars and the in the Robo. Yeah. Okay. So those are the guys that used to do
the RoboForce and the biker mice from Mars.
Yeah. Those are the guys that used to do the Toys That Made Us on Netflix. If you've watched that, like the history of different toy lines and stuff, it's a really good little mini documentary series on there. The best episode is the Barbie one. It's crazy.
He's not wrong. It's a wild tale.
Yeah.
You mean we don't get that true story out of the movie that just came
out? No, bro. It's too crazy for that.
Yeah, if only that was the movie.
Yeah.
Those are cool
Mega
too.
Man.
Yeah.
Okay, and here we go. We got some of those ultimates. So this is kind of some of that stuff that you were talking about that you said one of those artists did for Super 7.
Reactions, yeah.
Yeah, the reactions.
Yeah, like I do like the reaction line, but some of it's better than others. It seems like they're 3D printed sculpts, and like they really like if you look at like the ones for Parks and Rec or like a couple of the other lines, like it's like the pants have no wrinkles in them and stuff. There needs to be a little more effort on a lot of this stuff, but a lot of it's really nice too. How
much more effort is that?
For real. Like especially you would think that somebody would point it out and roast them for it. So maybe it's just because they just keep getting away with it and people just want an action figure from Parks and Rec and they buy it no matter how crappy it looks.
Well, and I've wondered about this for a long time too. It's just like, why? Like, why not do it? They always say that, at least for like Hasbro, like, we are fans too. We are collectors too. We've loved these characters since when we were kids, and they always say we put the best work into it from our perspective of the artist, and that's cool. I'm down with that. But then why not push just a little bit more? Put the wrinkle in there. It's actually a metallic piece on an Iron Man.
Well,
or put a little bit. I know there's so many little nuances that you could put there, but
what line are you talking about?
I'm just saying with any of these lines.
Because the idea with reaction figures for the first like few years was that they were just supposed to look like vintage Star Wars figures. So like you had your Star Trek, the original series, and like Snake Plissken, and like those did look like 3 3/4 Star Wars figures from the 80s. And then they started doing them a little more screen accurate but they still say reaction on them. So depending on the property.
Going back to when originally Reaction was like a combination between Funko and Super 7, and like it was hit or miss even from the beginning. Like I've got the Rocketeer figure and it looks like absolute shit, but like the creature from the Black Lagoon from the combo of Funko and Super 7 is one of the most beautiful figures I've ever seen in 3 3/4 scale. So it's like and the other thing is like the stuff that Sean was saying about like what Hasbro says about we love these characters and we want to put the effort in. That's all part of the mission statement of Super 7. It's disappointing. That's part of what's so disappointing when they put out something so half-ass is that a lot of their marketing is that these are figures by fans for fans type of thing. And so when it looks less detailed than the Fisher-Price adventure people from the 70s, you just want to smack somebody upside the head. At least I do.
Wow. Fisher Price Adventure People. He is referencing the oldest, most primitive 3 3/4 figures. That's quite a burn.
Yeah, that's what the prototype for the Star Wars Kenner stuff was. It's just
Yeah, there was
modified
nothing else.
Fisher Price. Yeah, there was. Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah.
Look at that Ninja Turtles bus for $450 right there.
$450.
Looks like it's got an ice cube tray.
That's funny.
People are excited about that. I don't know. Good.
Is it out though? Have they started releasing it, or is it like a next year thing?
I don't know. I don't think it's out, or they probably wouldn't be still showing it. Just because I think that it was like a crowdfunding thing, wasn't it? Like a year ago.
Yep.
Didn't Playmates have one for like $65 back in the day or less? Like,
yeah, probably about the same size.
that's not the rate of inflation, like you've said before, Chris. It's a bummer.
See, this is what I might have to get in on right here. Yeah, this right here.
Oh.
I absolutely love the Assassin's Creed series. It's been a while since I've been able to actually play the games, but I was religious about this when it was coming out and as it's gone through, and it's been a long time since I've been able to play, but man, I might need that Ezio, the Revelations one with the gray, the gray jacket. Nice. I remember doing all-nighters playing this game.
Yeah. Oh, hey, that last shot had RoboCop. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but like some video game influencers put out like put some playthrough videos of the new RoboCop game. Like they put a demo on Steam, and like, oh my God, is that an insane looking game? I will absolutely be buying that. It's just like exactly the original movie, but like first person shooter. Crazy.
Yeah, the original movie is like one of my favorite ever.
Yeah.
What company's doing those RoboCop figures?
That's NECA, I think, right?
Yeah, it's NECA.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I love the Hayo ones, but yeah. Like you guys always say NECA's a little controversial, and I'm on board with it being controversial, so
his hand would probably snap. What are you gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
There's the
is that still going? Gargoyles. Yeah.
Goliath something. I don't know what that one is. Got Elton John there, Willie Nelson.
It's a lot of real estate
Freddie
for that
Mercury.
grand piano. Yeah.
Dinosaurs.
Nice.
Yeah, cool.
Hey, what a time to be alive. This one.
I mean, yeah, anyone who's never watched that show, just cut to the very last episode and you'll be left with a very like WTF feeling, just watch the last episode of that show. You'll be weirded out.
That plaid is nice, man. That's nothing to sneeze at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There you go.
And there's that
the overpriced box.
Is this the turtle layer that we talked about?
I mean,
it looks different. I thought there were pipes. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm worried that we're making fun of the wrong thing. One of those was like $350, and I don't know if that's it.
More turtle stuff.
That
shredder
crazy.
Looks awesome. And that's from the movie too, right?
Yeah. Secret of the
Ooze. They're gonna expand the Ronin stuff. I have the armored version of Ronin. I never got to finish reading the book. I've heard it's amazing. This is what I'm into right here. I love the Ninja Turtle monster stuff. So it looks like it's a Wolfman and the creature from the Black Lagoon. Is that what it is?
Yep. I mean, that's those sort of mashups are just core to the Turtle brand over the years. So it's it's cool that they're still doing stuff like that.
Yep. All right, guys. So that was New York Toy Fair. We have a minor update from Four Horsemen if you follow them. So they just basically gave us a timeline as far as what's in production, what's shipping out. So Figure Obscura shipping is complete. So the Red Death was one that they kind of pushed out immediately. And I'm pretty sure people should be getting them soon if they haven't already. sorry, excuse me. Reinforcement 2 was on sale this week. I missed out on, there was one figure I really wanted from there, but I'll see if I could try to find it again. The one I'm pumped about is the Figura Obscura, the 2023 retailers figures. So basically what they did is they took two of their more popular Figura Obscuras and did like a variant off of them and put some different kind of effects, some different clothing, like on the Santa Claus and stuff on the Saint Nick. And those will be shipping out late October. And then the Cosmic Legions are arriving for late October as well. I believe that's wave 2. And then Mythic Legions, the Proxys wave is in production.
I love the transparency, man. This is good on them for putting something like this together. Could you imagine that if everyone did something like this? Just, only one thing is available right now.
This is what you're waiting for, and here's where it's at. And I think that's an awesome point. And I think it kind of goes into a little bit of what we're about to talk about here in a second with Mofex. So a little bit of drama with Mofex. They were putting Marvel pieces on their DC figures.
Oh, they put the wrong copyright stamp. I guess that's what it is.
I'm hoping, is that all it is?
I'm pretty sure, because like the back pieces line up there. So unless they have a Marvel character that is exactly Batman, they just put the wrong stamp on it.
It's a crossover,
which is awesome. I mean, that's a collector's item right there. That's a Marvel Batman. Like, no one should be mad about that. Like,
that's gonna be worth thousands.
You can't even see it when the cape's on. Don't worry about it.
So the person who got this, I don't know too much of the details, but basically it forced them to recall the Mofex number 188, the Batman, from Metacon Toys. Regarding the above item, we have been informed that the manufacturer that there are problems with the product.
Oh, is that right?
Well, that's a minor problem, I guess.
That's amazing. Steve is really going to hear it on Monday, like that somebody like epically messed up. And, imagine having to recall perfectly good product for a copyright stamp. That's like, first of all, it looks printed. It's not even part of the sculpt, right? Or else this wouldn't have happened. So like it's printed on there by a machine that's like what does the paint apps, basically. Somebody just assigned the wrong one. And how many units are they recalling because of that? Like, they just say it sounds like everything.
Do you think this is a last day FU from somebody at the factory?
I mean, play as they walk out.
I don't know.
It says here, when we receive the replacements, we will process to be shipping them out. So could you please wait while your order will be shipped out? That is not good.
Wait, so
I hope that's not just me reading
desperate
it like
rush grammar there. Yeah.
But the photos from overseas. So like, were these like shipped out? I guess, or are they catching it before they go out to everybody?
No, I'm pretty sure these are in hand, and I think that's the other thing. Like when I was kind of talking about like,
why would you ever send it back?
Stuff with the 4 Horsemen, it's like
right?
You wait so long to get some of these figures.
Yeah, but okay, if you send this back, like there's something wrong with you. Like if you have this already, you need to be like, what are you doing?
So you think this would be something in like toy history?
Well, not only it's a meme in itself. It's like the Gina Carano Black series or like the Flash with the Batman suit with the ears cut off. It's just like a stupid thing. It's good.
Kind of on his ass. So I mean.
I've got a feeling that the replacement is going to be this exact physical item that they had some poor little kid in a foreign country just nail file the Marvel off.
Well, yeah, because I mean, it's going to be like, imagine if they have to lose the whole run. Like, what is even going on? I don't know why you'd ever return this for this reason.
No, hell no.
Yeah.
No, that would be proudly displayed in my collection if that happened.
Yeah,
bent over and everything just like that.
Well, it's probably, it's probably prophetic, like eventually Disney probably will buy Warner Brothers and it'll all be under the same flag.
All right, guys. So we're gonna jump into hot or not, and it's basically that Cyberzoic Kickstarter. I don't want to spend too long on this just because we were already at an hour and 15, but the Kickstarter for Cyberzoic figures have come out from Creative Beasts. They had a target of $205,000, and as of right now, they've already have pledges for 2,700. I'm sorry, 278,935 dollars. 861 backers, and at the time that we put this on the show sheet, 21 days. So there's still some time. I think you have until about next week or so to lock some of these guys in. But man, look at these. I think the T-Rex looks a little janky, but with all the cyber stuff on it, I think it makes up for it. But man, the dragon looks awesome. And there's the T-Rex there. And I know Dylan's a big fan of these.
That's not a T-Rex.
The Beast of the Mesozoic. No, it's not, is it? What is it then?
Big hands and little feet.
I don't know, but he's got 3 fingers, and that's the only thing I know for sure about a T-Rex. He's got 2 fingers.
Yeah, and some of these I'm not even going to try to pronounce, but look at that. That looks good. I think the warrior guy is what I'll call him. I think he looks really good. Looks like a fire guard, if I'm not mistaken. And then look at this dragon. That's legit. I think if I were to back anything on this, it would be this dragon, and you can fudge him in wherever. And this guy's huge. I think last I looked, he was about 31 inches.
Wow. Well, that explains the level of detail, man. That's
saber-tooth tiger. Big. Yeah, look at that. 10.5 inches tall. So what do you guys think? Hot or not? I mean, I think the pledges kind of speak for themselves.
Yeah, well, new IP is good. I like that it's not associated with anything. That way, when you pay these prices, the money all goes into production costs and normal things. Not like with Hasbro, where you have a massive licensing fee causing the current prices of Black Series and Vintage Collection. This is, and look at the difference in detail is amazing. I mean, this is what you want to see. This is like, it's like Four Horsemen type stuff where it's just fantasy craziness. It reminds me a lot of a game called Ark Survival, where you can get dinosaurs with like cybernetic parts put on it like that, but it's a trope you've seen around like since the 70s, dinosaurs with laser guns strapped on their back. So it's good stuff, man. This is hot.
Yeah, I'm definitely going with hot myself. I think when you can get something that looks this good and you have a reputation of already doing these kind of things at a high level, and people are already backing it over the original pledge asking, that's awesome. And these are just renders, really. We don't even know. I'm not sure if we know that these are even in their hands yet.
Yeah, they did regular dinosaurs before.
What's the manufacturer again? Is it
Creative Beasts?
Oh, okay.
I think that previous line was Beasts of the Mesozoic. Right? Yeah, they're just regular dinosaurs.
And those are nice too. I've seen those at Stevens here in San Antonio.
Yep, everything's. I think those were 1/18th, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know about these. Yeah,
it is beautiful stuff, and it's neat that people are excited enough to fund such a giant goal. I had assumed this was from a video game I wasn't familiar with or something, but it's
like, think about the storyline you can do on this. Like, like something with Four Horsemen where they do like the knights and the goblins and all that kind of stuff, and then going into the cosmic stuff with space, and then you have something like this where it's almost like a mashup of that back in time. All right, guys, we are going to move into grade the figure. So I'll show you a few figures. We'll talk about it, and you'll give your grade. A through F, and pluses and minuses do apply. So first thing we have is the Star Wars Black Series subline, the Holocom Holocom Collectors series. These are going to range anywhere between $28 and $35, due out between fall and spring of next year. Or fall this year, spring next year. You're going to get the Mandalorian. That's a Hasbro Pulse and Disney Shop exclusive. Han Solo, Axe Wolves, who is a Amazon exclusive. Bo-Katan, who's a Target exclusive, and Ahsoka, who is a Walmart exclusive. What do you guys think about this? I don't want to give my grade just yet. I want to see how it aligns with you guys.
All right, I don't take too long on this. This is a big F. It's a big L. It's like, why don't you go ahead and pay the same highly inflated price for figures that have been out for years in some cases, but this time we're not going to paint them, and we're going to include a generic weird little piece and
a little puck that you could buy off of Amazon.
Yeah, and it's and the puck has all the same. Is it all the same text? Okay, the number different maybe? Okay, so it's wanted and then a number for the reward, I guess. But the numbers are different, but wanted isn't. You'd think they would just write their names on there or something. Whatever. But these are old figures. They don't like super articulated figures do not translate well to translucent plastic, in my opinion, because you see all the internal workings, which sort of obscures the silhouette and the visual image of the figure when you light them through
like
this
the
way.
Engineering, is that what you're kind of talking about? Like
exactly.
You can see even in the knee joints, right? Like how they kind
That's the worst. Yeah, exactly.
So, they used to do this like, back in 1998, you could get your 5 POA version of the Jedi spirits, Sebastian Shaw, Anakin, and Obi-Wan and Yoda hanging there on the little treehouse bench, and they look pretty good because they were only 5 POA. So like you're looking at a little statue almost compared to this. This is just chaos in my opinion, and that's an F.
Yeah, I concur. Especially, I think the thing that, aside from the glowing knee joints and all the points that Chris made, like, we've never seen Han Solo as a hologram, right? Like on any fucking Star Wars media ever, right? I mean, I'm sure there was probably, it's not a hard connection to make that there might have been a reward for him like this.
Well, there was in the movie, but yeah.
But right, sure, yeah. I mean, there's Jabba's, but like, yeah. No, I don't care for it. I can go with an F as well.
Nice.
I was gonna be that teacher and just be a B- is what I was gonna say. I think as a casual Star Wars fan, I think the idea is cool. I do agree with the engineering issues with the lights and how it kind of comes through, but I really do feel like this is like a it's not a steal. It doesn't feel like steel, but it doesn't look like they put any work into it, right? They took, like you said, they took some figures, they made them translucent, they're putting a puck on them, and you have a cool little display base. I'm sure for someone this is really cool to have it kind of like sitting on your desk or something like that, but you're not going to go and like pose these. You're not going to put Mando in a posed position on these little pucks. This is all they're going to do. It's going to light up. And for $28 to $35 for some of these, and they're exclusive, so you have to work to find it. I just feel like it's too much effort for what you're going to get.
Yeah, you'd be cooler if you put a loose Black Series Kylo Ren on your desk than one of these. It has paintwork and soft goods, and you could probably buy it from Badfish because I don't think he wants it anymore. It's cooler than this.
I feel myself like getting angry at the person that would go around collecting these. Actually,
good. Well, we don't want to be too hard on the. Somebody out there listening wants.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah, hey, you're right. No, I'll try to. Okay, I'm sorry.
I already did it. But
right.
like,
yeah, that's an excellent point too. Jason Nelson just wrote in with an excellent point that like the transparent plastics are age the worst.
They'll probably go yellow too.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, so the next one, so we saw this from the Toy Fair. It's the McFarlane Toys animated series Alfred Pennyworth 6-inch figure, Target exclusive, $20, due out in November. Pre-orders are already sold out. See, I think this is legit. I think this is a really cool figure. If you don't get anything from the line, I feel like this might have been the one that you need to get, because how cool would it be to just have an Alfred? You know, I'm gonna give this I'm gonna give it an A. I'm gonna give it an A. I think this is a really cool figure.
All right, I'll give it a B plus, just because I think that, there's a lot of like sort of smooth lines here that are sort of hiding there is knee joints there, but even though it almost doesn't look like it, because he has this really sort of like curved like balloon like figure here, which is very interesting to see in a like highly articulated figure. But it does what it says on the box. It looks like animated series Alfred, comes with a bunch of accessories. It's almost like people are rewarded when they do a decent job on a figure, and like, this is good stuff, and I wouldn't sleep on it, because I wouldn't imagine them dusting this guy off for subsequent waves, and he's pretty essential as far as I'm concerned. So B plus.
I'm going to give it a B. I wish his eyes were at least as open as the little picture of him there over to the side. I'm going to give it a B, just because he looks a little too sleepy to clean the mansion.
He's a pretty sleepy Alfred as far as the canonical Alfreds go. Like, he's always like complaining about his back and like getting put in the hospital. I was watching, they had a marathon of this on when I was in a hotel last week, and like, he got turned into a tree by poison ivy, and then he was recovering for about 20 minutes of the remaining of the episode. He had a hard life, man.
All right, moving on, we have another McFarlane Toys DC comic Wave Rider 7-inch action figure. This is a Target exclusive for $20. I just think this guy looks cool as hell, with like kind of the gold and I guess it's black or like dark navy blue, something like that. And then the effect pieces on him look really cool as well. I like to see how those would peg in. I'm going to give this guy a B though. Doesn't seem like much. I think just because it looks super cool doesn't mean it deserves a super high grade.
Yeah, like it's a simple paint job at the end of the day, but I do like that it's so much better than what you get from Hasbro when they try and do like a metallic look. Like, look at the gold paint on that chest, and then go ahead and Google a Black Series C3PO and just shake your head. What's even going on there? That at least looks sort of shiny. A Black Series C3PO is that like marbled plastic. This looks cool, but I don't know. He kind of reminds me of like as the ignorant non-comic fan I am, when I see this guy, it kind of reminds me of what's the dumb villain that Superman fights in Superman 4: The Quest for Peace. He looks like that guy to me. That's all I can see when I look at him. So I'm gonna say a C. Nuclear Man, Atomic, something like that. I don't know.
What do you think, Cal?
I'm not familiar with this character, but it's kind of hard for me to imagine it looking any better. So I'm gonna have to give it an A. It's not A plus because I'm not excited about it, because I don't know who the hell he is. But like I'm not seeing a lot to complain about here, so that's an A.
And then we have the Cyberzoic figures, and we have the not T-Rex cyber figure here, but just as the whole Kickstarter, I'm going A plus. I think these guys are awesome. I mean, I think it's a cool take on dinosaurs and on futuristic warriors and things like that. And I think this is going to be a line that if you don't back, you're going to regret not getting at least one of these. So I'm definitely going A plus.
All right. I wonder, a lot of people complained that the Hammond Collection T-Rex had way too big of feet. I think this guy's feet are a little bit too small. They don't quite look proportional to me, but I mean, I'm not a paleontologist, and I'm sure these guys looked up some pictures. But those feet look kind of tiny for how far this guy's extending either way, and he's got a stand there, as you can see, to support all the hardware. I'll give it an A minus, just because like I like the effort they're doing here. It's like I sincerely mean that. I think it's a great thing that it exists, but it's absolutely not for me yet either. But like, you know, it's artistically pleasing, so I'll give it a solid A there.
Yeah, the stand in between his arms is kind of disappointing, but I have a lot of affection for derpy looking old dinosaurs that like weren't really accurate to. So yeah, the tiny feet kind of make me laugh. It's kind of like having a waiter that's too stoned to do his job. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a like just on the basis of this figure set alone. I'm gonna give it like a B plus because I like the goofiness of it, which is the wrong reason to like something.
But look, is there a saddle up there? Imagine how much
sit on it, right?
Imagine how sketchier those feet are going to look when there's a guy sitting on that front half as well. Like those feet are like not up to the task.
He could be tripping over himself the whole time. Well, and then I looked at, and I'm thinking about it now, like the figure itself. If it matches up like this, I mean, these are definitely some like modified dinosaur figures, you know, or dinosaurs in general. Just because I mean, that looks rideable. You know, if you're gonna have your figure that's about that size, you know,
it kind of looks like a seat on the top there, the like black above the guns. But I another thing I don't know enough about these guys, but I don't know if that was a pre-existing dinosaur from their line already that they just changed a little bit, or what the deal with that is. Probably,
you know, now that you've mentioned like the seat being so far forward, it doesn't make a lot of sense to have the rider in front of the gun.
Oh, well, it wouldn't be the first time people have aimed a gun at the rider.
Sure. But I'm just like, I don't know. The balance issue is one thing, and then the practicality of sitting in front of it. That
might not be a seat, but it kind of looks like it from here.
No, it definitely looks like a seat. And seeing as how this isn't based on a game or whatever, like it's an original design, it seems pretty obvious that the seat on the saddle should have been over his hind legs for the purpose of balance. So I'm tempted to change my grade, but we'll just leave it as it is.
Good heavens.
And then there's the dragon guy. Again, I still give the whole wave an A plus, but that's just me. Let's jump straight into our good old Patreonies, guys. We thank you all for supporting us and letting us do what we do, starting with Ian CB, Renee Mendez, Eric Mariscal, Quinn Aguirre, King Louie, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, Equan, Chris Valencerina, Ben Thomas, Chris Letty, David Jones, Sam Gist, Daminator, Jawab Bretta, Thomas Clark, Eric Switzer, Six Gun Figs, Bad Fish, Toy Cartel, Dan Lee, Deanie Martin, Stephen Krent, Big Fern, Cesar Matokeen, Mark Phillips, Lisa Martin Babowski, Rick DiGregorio, Ricardo Valdez, Jose CZ, Erwin Azucena, Illustrious Rayner, Alan Morgan, Takathri, Wah, Derek B, Arias Portillo, Alvin J, Aries Delgado, Jazz Carroll, Joe Ridley, Pablo Meza, D-Rock, Matt Clavenger, Seth Tucker, CC3PO, Scott Smith, Don Matan, Stephen Purchase, Sean Usby, Scott Bradley, Steve and Maria Stanley, Eddie Manzanares, Luis Bennett, Chip Heron, Jimmy Hernandez, Gigi the Judgmental, and Brenton Palmer. Thank you guys so much. And if you are a Patreon, these are your benefits. Your September and October, the 3,000 sticker for our 3,000 subscribers. We really appreciate you guys following us. And then the CW Halloween sticker with the zombie hands coming up, throwing up that CW. And if you want to be a Patreon, it is very simple. You just pay $5 for the hot seat, where you'll get Ox After Dark. You'll get Ox After Dark, Patreon chat, and weekly shoutouts. Sweet Angel is $7.50, where you'll get stickers sent straight to your door, as well as Ox After Dark replays. Certified Crispy for $15, where you will get a Certified Crispy certificate on first pledge. Assistance with figure fixes by Zach. Please message him prior. And then all the previous tiers, international shipping will be at cost for the certificate. And then we have the What a Guy for $25. You'll get the Pog Deluxe set on first pledge, doubles of all the stickers, and all the previous tiers. International postage above $5 will be charged at cost for the Pogs. And then we want to shout out all of our YouTube members with Absolute Irwin, Alvin J, Andrew Gibo, Benjamin Henson, Big Ol' Fern, Bob Dylan, CC3PO, Chris V, CT603, DJ, Daminator, Doc Smizzle, Equan, Fat Batman, Garbear, Good Ol' Spotchka, Gotham Cinnabites, Justin Sports Cards, LV Avenger 702, Mark Pearson, Mike Litteris. That's an awesome name. And Money Mendez, OG Fan, OMFG Rick, 16 Figure Focus, Paul Schreiber, Philip the Fool, S Beam, Sam Giss, Scran Lord, SpongeBob SquareBalls, Sunny Vale, Ben Thomas Show, and Toy Mafia. Thank you guys so much. And
Some new names there.
Yeah. And if you want to be a Patreon, it is 99 cents and you get the loyalty badges. And if you're going to be part of the Peanut Gallery, it's $2.99. And then here is all of our shows, starting with Collecting Weekly, a live unboxing. Then we have the Collecting Weekly show on Tuesdays, Ox After Dark on Wednesdays, Small Talk and OFAC on every other Thursday. So next week you'll get OFAC, Ox PD, Bricks and Brews, and Live and Let Dice. And then on Sundays, we have our questions of the week. And we appreciate all you guys watching us. Thank you again for supporting us and letting us do what we do. Guys, any shout outs? Count, thank you so much for coming in when you did. We really appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for having me. I guess the only shout out I'd like to do, I guess, is just to once again promote my friend Matt Robot's show at Galleries 1988. Just check him out online, and there ought to be something there you like.
Chris, you were ready to dip there, man.
Hey, man. Yeah, no, it held up strong for a while there, but yeah, it was real great to have the count back on, and I'm just going to say ditto on all the stuff he told you to check out, because it's it's going to be a good recommendation.
Yep. Big shout out to everyone who did join us on this Sunday night. If you're in the good old Americas with all the football going on, so we appreciate you taking some time from that to come check us out and have to listen to what we have to talk about. But all right, guys, we'll see you guys in a couple of weeks, and have a good week. Thanks. Bye, guys.
Thank you.